towards your destination, or are you in your destination? Because you know that a lot of times it is a journey to get there. Yes, 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 yes. It is a journey to get to your destination. But did you know that on your destination there are pit stops, there are detours, there's so many things that can get you off your course. And so, in order for you to remain authentic with who you are, the truth of who you are, and that you know about yourself, there is a lot of work that has to be done. Oh, my, let me tell you. It is on a daily basis that you're renewing your mind, you're meditating on a word, on a phrase, or something to keep you grounded, to keep you centered, to keep you on course. But let me tell you, there are like 3 things that can definitely make you go off course. So this is why it's so important that you are dedicated to yourself, that you are dedicated to your mission, that you are dedicated to your divine assignment, because you are meant to be here for a reason, despite of what you have gone through. And so the 3 things are triggers, lessons, and detours. When it comes to triggers, these are from life experiences. They can come from trauma, the big T and the little t. They could come from and different things that you have experienced in your life. But let me tell you about the secret when it comes to triggers. It is all in your body. You may think it's in your mind or in your brain, but it's all in your body that sends signals to your mind, to your brain, that alerts you, oh, this is a trigger, this is something. Sometimes it may take you a minute to figure it out, what is this, what's going on. But triggers is not a bad thing, because triggers can be life-saving as well, because it doesn't always come from life experiences. It can, also be a trigger. Pretty much that reptile brain inside is like, oh, what is this? Danger, danger, danger. You know what I'm saying? To let you know that there's something there. But one thing that I would tell you, because I often hear people, it's like, oh, this person triggered me, that thing triggered me, I'm staying away. But the thing is, it's up to you to decide and to work on those triggers. Because do you know what will happen? Until you work through those triggers, people are going to trigger you. People, places, or things are going to trigger you. So it's not always the person. Sometimes it is the person in and of itself. I always like to say, if you know someone is a jerk, why do you react that way? Why are you bothered? It's to become unbothered. So it's to work through your nervous system so that you are not triggered, so that even if a memory comes up, it does not have the same impact, because when you are triggered, it interferes with your divine destination, your divine assignment, with your ministry, with your movement, with your mission. It interferes because it can slow you down. It can even trick you. It can trick you and have you change your mind, have you thinking that whatever your business is, whatever that mission is, you think that this is not for me because it is too much. No, they are there so that you can work through. Yes, it can be a warning sign, but you get to decide, but not in deciding that you're going to stay away from it completely, but it's more so that you can work through your nervous system. This is why the 555 wellness boosters are important, because it can help center you. You take that deep breath when you trigger, and it help dissipate it. And you can pay attention, and you can flip something around in the words, have another thought to come and replace the thing that trigger you. So do not allow triggers to stop you from where you are going, because you were born for something greater. And when it comes to lessons, sometimes I like to say we all will have an experience. at least once in our life. How much I would hate to say. There was a time in my life I was like, oh no, blah, blah, blah. But until you experience, you will have an experience that will pretty much, I would say, it has so many lessons for you to step up, for you to build a character, build your character, for you to say no, for you to choose you. And so sometimes, let me tell you something, and I had learned this, and one thing that I tell the clients that sees me in that, I tell them or remind them about their principles and their values. And what I've learned too, if you don't write them down, you have them in your head, but when you need them, you might forget to even follow your own principles and your values. You was like, oh, Sharon, believe me, it can happen. It can happen. But the thing is, when it comes to the renewing of your mind, when it comes to meditating on the Word of God, when it comes to really not allowing your emotions of how you think about someone else's situation, there are times that you need to choose you. Because everybody have their own path. And even though we are servant, but we're not here to serve. Even though we are servants, but we are not here to serve. Meaning that everybody, even if someone has an ask, it doesn't mean we need to serve. Like, maybe we're just supposed to give them 1 cup of water and not 2 and not 3 cups of water. Because the more water you give someone, the more that they want. And they're not willing to give the water back if you ask them for water. Because your well has run dry by not focusing on yourself. And so, in saying all of that, the biggest lesson that I had learned is that it is my responsibility to make sure that my cup is filled, and to even whatever I get from my cup, to even do that from the overflow. And even if someone can be in a desperate need, but it may not be from me, because people need to have their own battle. Because again, you may have supposed to have given them just 1 cup of water. And so choose you. And this is where, because in business, you're going to have to take your emotions out. The emotions got to go, because you're not going to be able to survive. So if you hold on to hurt, if you hold on to pain, you're not going to be able to, again, stay the course. You're not going to be able to move into your divine assignment, because it will pretty much bring you down. And then the last one is that there will be detours along the way. And again, some of the detours are there for a purpose. And some of them you chose the detours. You're like, oh, which way should I go? Should I go right? Should I go left? You come to a fork in the road and you try to use discernment. And sometimes it's just a lucky guess. And you may like, oh, well, let me do it. And that is how it is sometimes. Life can be that way at times. But there are times in what? But one thing I will say, in making those divine, and I'm saying divine discernment, to really sit with it. Because sometimes you was like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, in mean, money mo. And you just pick it that way. Or you just sit there and it's like, oh, okay, this looks good. And you try to use logic. And sometimes logic is not the best thing, because logic and discernment they're really not. They're really not. And so again, on your journey, there will be triggers, lessons, and detours, but do not allow them to stop you. Even if some of them you may have caused yourself, some of them others may have played a part in it, but at the end of the day, everything is always up to you. At the end of the day, we are responsible for taking care of ourselves, for ripping out anything that doesn't belong there, and to make sure we add in the beauty that you are, to add in your divine unique skills that you already have, to add in all of the qualities that you need in order so you can get there. Because again, by being a servant doesn't mean that you serve everyone, because everyone has to dig their own well. You're just guiding them. And so do not allow others to put a burden on you that doesn't belong there. Stay the course, stay focused on your movement, focus on your ministry, focus on your mission, because you are divinely chosen to do that. Yes, you are. You are divinely chosen to do that because you were born and you have everything that is needed. And so when it comes to you going towards your destination, just know that sometimes there are pit stops, but don't stay at some of them too long, and to really, again, sit there for a moment, take a breather, breathe, take notice of what's around you. Because sometimes you may be in environments that you don't need to be. You may be around people that you don't need to be around. Be mindful of the words that you say, because everything affects you of being authentic, and you're not able to completely show up for your business, for the main thing that drove you to open a business in the first place, to serve the people, to have the product. You're the only one who can do that. And so for female entrepreneurs who are 40 plus, if you're in a transition, you feel like you're stuck or stagnated, or you just need some motivation, come on. And let's have a consultation and put in a plan for you. Because great leaders always have a mentor and a coach, someone that they can talk to, pretty much just to stay sane, right? So I will see you when you get there.